Shamaya, you did it.
STL Music.
Is that good? Welcome back to the show. Yo, listen up, we back in the game. Sweet believe we got the flame. Motivated to the fullest every single day. We wake up, get it in every way. Working the 222 and the global inspiration. Talk this sports and top news, no hesitation. Sweet the league is back. We always coming back, that's a fact. Wanna tell them that STL Music, mama, we did it, where we at? Coach Chill in the house with the flow so tight. Every girl, Purple Rock stats, we unite. Yeah, the best show, Monday through Friday. If this ain't different, they lying. We got the energy. When I say sweet, you say the league. Sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league. San Antonio, let's go. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. Say San Antonio, let's go. Sweep the league TV where legends collide. If the Cowboys fall short, we'll still ride the tide. Like Jordan in the clutch or Brady's last play, we bring the fire, keeping fans in the fray. Coach Gio and Rudy calling the shots, with Derek Curvin straight Hall of Fame thoughts. So hit that subscribe, don't sit on the bench. Get in the game, every highlight's intense. The live stream's on, tell your friends don't delay. Like Kobe in the fourth, we're here to play. Sweep the league TV, where greatness resides. From the blogs, epic drives, till my heart's on the rise. We're all in on sports, NBA, CFB, and more for fans. By fans, it's the show you'll adore.
Mayor Jones crashes a Project Marvel party in a minute. Ahead of tomorrow's council vote between two dueling resolutions, Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones grabbed the mic at a pro-Project Marvel rally at City Hall. In front of local business owners, chamber representatives, and even superfan Spurs Jesus, Jones pushed for a pause before approving a new Spurs arena deal. A San Antonio judge blocked a new state law requiring public schools to display.
All right, I had to put a stop to that because I don't know what our producers were thinking. I didn't want to play no Project Marvel shit. I'm tired of Project Marvel shit already. I mean, let's be honest with you guys. 2 weeks ago, we talked about Project Marvel when we released that first video from a city councilman in San Antonio. Off the top of my head, I'm sorry, I've been kind of busy with work. So off the top of my head, we released a video a couple of weeks back talking about, the issues it may cause. They were just kind of getting the wordage and everything. And that video blew up on the Sweep the League Network page on YouTube, or not YouTube, on Twitter. And then all of a sudden, weeks later, everybody's in the bandwagon now. Mayor Ortiz-Jones is in here. She's causing a ruckus. She's doing this. She's basically, pissing off, quote unquote, Spurs super fan, Spurs Jesus. I still don't get the moniker. I still don't get the whole thing. I mean, okay, cool. You dress up, like Jesus, and you're a Spurs super fan. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, I mean I get whatever. So I guess if he's pissed off now, everybody has to jump on a bandwagon and get pissed off because Spurs pissed off Jesus. What I'm getting off a little bit of rant here. Screw that. What I'm trying to say is we don't want to talk a whole lot about Project Marvel because we talked about it 2 weeks ago. We said it was going to be a shit show. Myself and the man from Grading the Market himself, we're going to bring him on in here right now, which is Jacob Eric Canziano, Grading the Market Zone. 2 weeks ago, we talked about it. We said it was going to be a shit show. We said it was going to happen. We're sitting back. We're watching the show. Tomorrow is something going on tomorrow. You were mentioning it to me about you've got a vote or something. Honestly, man, I don't pay attention to it because I don't even I cover the Spurs like you guys do. We talk about them. We love the San Antonio Spurs. We're Spurs fans. I don't live in San Antonio, so what the fuck am I going to do? I don't have a vote on it. I can talk to you guys about it. I can be the guy like, hey, you guys need to vote for Project Marvel. You need an arena downtown. You need to do this. You need to do that. While people that live in San Antonio are looking, hey, you four-eyed fat fuck, shut up. You don't live in San Antonio. And that's why I don't really push the narrative on my end for it. But you live in San Antonio. So what's going on tomorrow with this whole Marvel thing? And I don't want to spend a whole lot of time, dude. This to me, this is project bullshit, is what it is. I mean, it's either going to pass now. It's probably going to pass because the Spurs are going to help, get everything going. But for me, I care about it because I'd love to see Spurs downtown. But I mean, I have no say so, bro. You're the one that lives there.
Yeah. And like, once again, I want to touch on, it was cool. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago where we said, hey, this is going to be a shit show. Buckle in, everybody, get ready and whatever, this and that. And that's why I had my reaction when she had her first comments, and I went on my little rant, and I was like, you know what? If you're going to take your Spurs jersey off, go ahead and take it off. And now people are seeing that it looks like she took her Spurs jersey off, and now they're all up in arms and stuff like that. And we're like, we told you about this like weeks ago. You know what I mean? So what's with this reaction now? Yeah. But yeah, I think tomorrow's going to be real crazy, man. I think they're supposed to be voting, I guess, whether to move forward with this Project Marvel plans or whatever, this and that, or
the sheet or something like that.
I think she wants to maybe still try to do another vote on her strategic pause and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm like you, man. Even though I live here, I'm kind of sick of it. It's just it did turn into the S show that we all said that it was going to happen, and I don't know. We'll just see what happens tomorrow. Today, as you can see that video out there where she went out and I guess like there was a rally for people who were pro Project Marvel.
I guess they're businesses, like pro Marvel, the businesses.
Yeah, those are business owners. Those aren't just regular, citizens. Those are business owners. And I guess they're saying that, well, she went out there and kind of like hijacked the whole like little rally and just went on this rant. And I'm like, man, I'm getting tired of her. You know what? Truth be told, I even said it, I put it on earlier, and I was like, she's starting to remind me a little bit of Zion Williamson's ex-girlfriend.
I think you were going to say she's starting to look like Zion Williamson. I'm like, I don't think she's gained that much weight, man.
She didn't gain that much weight.
Zion's a big boy, and I mean, how the guy's knees are not going to hold up with all that weight and all that jumping that he's doing and slam dunks. It ain't going to hold up weight, man. There's definitely not anything. But I get what you're saying. It's tiring, and that's why I remember I told you. Shout out to Edmund as well, at SAT Scribe on Twitter. I told him, I'm like, at Sweep the League, we're not talking about it. We talked about it 2 weeks ago. I'm not going to continue to talk about this shit all week. I'm not going to continue to talk about it on every fucking show. I don't want to do that because it's just, it's the same shit over and over again. It's, you want to build it or the Spurs are going to leave. Well, the Spurs have never said they're going to leave, but we want to do our due diligence. We want this report. We want to see this report. We want an independent thing. Who gives a flying fuck? Just do what you want to do. You are the mayor of San Antonio. If you want to go and get a third opinion, a fourth opinion, a fifth opinion, why do you need to broadcast that shit? Just do your damn job and just go do it. Tell the city council, hey, you know what? I like the idea. I love the Spurs. I mean, apparently she said, go Spurs, go, and nobody responded to it. So I guess they're haters of the Spurs, right? I mean, they don't know ball or whatever it is that the kids are saying these days, but go to city council as the mayor. Hey, I love the idea. I see the sheet in front of me. I'm reading it. It's good. It sounds great. But let's just get another opinion on it. I just want to see another opinion. It's the way she presents everything to everybody that I think everybody's in an uproar for. And again, you're the mayor of San Antonio. If you want to go get a third company to come in, hell, if you want to go get pre-K from James Madison High School, shout out to my former elementary, and have them, draw you pictures and graphs and tell her, hey, this is what's going to happen with the city of San Antonio if the Spurs do this and the Spurs do that. I don't care. Do what you want. There's no reason to keep beating a dead horse, and you're causing more of an uproar, man. And that's what I don't like here. Sith is in here, says, what's up? Leha says, let's go. Leha takes a shot at you. He says, I'm here to see Jacob cry like a whiny Mitch Johnson. I hate Gina Ortiz. She's the worst ever. Cry, 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 Jacob. They're coming at you hardcore today. Laughing my ass. Don't do Jacob like that. That's my dog, my co-host, definitely one of the hosts. I'm going to correct him here, Jake. I'm going to correct him here. On Sweep the League, there is no such thing as co-host. Everyone is a host, no matter what. I don't care who you are. You are a host on Sweep the League. There are no such thing as a co-host here. As the devil on Jacob's shoulder said, I say, get that ass. I might let you cook here in a minute, man. Dead ass spelled it here, not here. Joel Cullen, let's go. Spurs Judas. I've heard everybody call him Spurs Judas, man. I think you would call him that just because of what he's wearing. What in the fuck makes anybody want to wear something like that? I mean, I don't know. Yo, what is up, fellas? Mario Cavazos is in here. Spurs Judas. I'm probably going to get a cease and desist now for saying that. It might somebody. Spurs Judas. Man, all y'all are calling him Spurs Judas. I fucking love this. Me and all my homies say, F Spurs Judas. We got to, every time Spurs Judas comes up, we're going to have to make a donation to some kind of organization, man. Yeah. It's going to pass. People are just whiny bitches. It's like, it'll pass 7-4. But she got the Spurs to up to investment over $2 billion. So she winning. She did. They upped their investment, and he says it's going to pass 7-4. Which, to be honest, that's like 4 more wins than the Cowboys are going to have this year. So, shout out to Gina Ortiz. She's already more successful than the Cowboys if it passes. Rudy, as a citizen of San Antonio, you have my permission to express your opinion. I don't think you want my opinion, Joe, but I appreciate that. Jacob, we got to put this to bed, man. I'm going to give you the floor. What? The shit show continued. It's Pee Wee Herman's clubhouse all over again here with all of this stuff. Is tomorrow the final day for all this so we can just put it to rest and I don't have to sweep?
Hell no. Hell no. No, I'm pretty sure that vote's going to pass. What is it, 7-4 to just go ahead and continue. But I'm pretty sure from what she has shown, it ain't going to stop there. You know, it's almost like she's on a campaign trail now when she talks to everybody, and she's just going to try. The real battle, I think, it's going to be in November. You know what I mean? That's the big vote. Really, it's going to happen. It's going to happen in November. So she's going to start like hitting like a little mini campaign trail. I expect that the Spurs organization will start hitting a little campaign trail. You've already seen some people from the Spurs organization front office start coming out. I believe Jeff Garcia had one on Locked On Spurs. Shout out. Just the other day, you know what I mean? And that was very early on. So yeah, I think that's the kind of things that are going to happen. But what I will say is, and like kind of like what ticked me off today is where she came out and she tries to do this thing where it's like, oh, and if you don't do what I want, Spurs fans will not come out and vote for you or vote in, November. And I'm like, okay, I'm a Spurs fan. And I'm not speaking for Spurs fans. You know what I mean? I'm not on Locked On Spurs doing a fan segment. I'm speaking for myself. It's like, don't speak for me. Don't speak for me. Don't come out and say like, oh, and if you don't do this, this is not going to happen or this will happen from the Spurs fans. No, you keep that to yourself or whatever. She's already started off on the wrong foot. It looks like she just tried to throw as much stuff as she could against the wall and just wanted to see what would stick. And what is sticking really isn't even that good. But it looks, what actually has happened. And you know what? If truth be told, if I'm the Spurs organization, if I'm the front office, she's made herself look so bad over the past couple of weeks or whatever. I want her to be on TV. I'd give her the mic. I wanted her to come on KSET 12, KENS 5, Channel 4,
sweep the league.
Telemundo, sweep the league. I wanted her to come out with as much as, and I want to see more of that because you know what happened today was cringe, and people are just getting sick and tired of her. So
that's the rant, dude.
I feel a little bit.
You get the 2 claps and a Ric Flair on that one, man. I wanted to give you the floor to talk about it. So I did. And that's why I'm proud that you took it, man. Mario saying, I got word from a very reliable source that Wimby weighed in at 239 today at 4% body fat. Son of a bitch, dude. I'm like at 400% body fat. That source, my wife's, she scans him in Fox today. All right. So Wimby's up to 239 according to Mario, man. That's some good weight there. That's good weight. Now, let's see if it benefits during the season and he stays the whole time. Joel, they told Rudy and I to shut the fuck up. I don't think they've ever told me directly to shut up. I've told myself to shut up when it came to Project Marvel because I don't live in San Antonio anymore. The political scientist in me is all kinds. What is it? There's all kinds of nerding out, man. That's JC. Shout out especially. Shout out to MCS General Contracting. You can see the hat. Now, it's guaranteed solid diamond rock hard work, man. The best in the business, MCS General Contracting. Contact Lehan the boys today. Elias, who did that? The haters told them, Joel. A bunch of lame asses on X. Man, there's a bunch of lame asses on X. Why are we even on X anymore, Jacob? I don't like X anymore. X is
I hate that app, dude. I'm not
terrible.
on there as much as y'all think.
Zion has barbecue chicken knees. Oh my god, dude, that's so wrong on so many levels, but I love it. The haters are just noise from their mama's basement, or I guess on coast to coast. I guess right too. There's a lot of haters coast to coast. They could be in mama's basement. I have no idea. We need to take the combo to the Alamo Dome Battle Royal style. Hey, at least they can use the dome for something. They ain't using it for shit right now. JC, yes. Locked on, our buddy. Is Gina taking the L with a 7-4 vote tomorrow or getting stomped with an 8-3 stomping? Let's be real on this. Let's take this for example with Jeff. How do you think the vote goes tomorrow? Now, again, I'm being real, dude. I quit paying attention to this shit a while back. So because we kind of knew what was going to happen, we kind of saw the writing on the wall. So I kind of stayed away from it. Checked in here every now and then. All of a sudden, X is blowing up because everybody and their mother is talking about it this week and has, 30, 40 different opinions day to day on it. One day it's this, one day it's that, one day it's this, one day it's that. One day it's, up the culo, the next day it's down the hatchet. It's whatever. It's different every day. And I'm like, I don't want to pay attention to this shit. But tomorrow's vote, where does it stand tomorrow? I mean, is there enough in this already to where tomorrow's vote will pass and then it's like, okay, let's get it to November? Or do you think there's going to be a hiccup somewhere?
No, I think so. And I think at the last time, like Jeff is saying, I think that the last count that they did was 7-4. But, he's absolutely right. Maybe she did hurt herself like so much over the past week or so that maybe it is going to be 8-3 because somebody's going to, if you vote for her, that means that you're going to be standing shoulder to shoulder by her side. And you know what? There's really nothing wrong with that. But it's just on the way how she's doing it. You know what I mean? You and I were talking earlier, and I'll let everybody in on this. We were texting earlier, and I was like, you know what? And I was like, can you imagine? And we were just joking around. I was like, can you imagine like the Spurs organization just like marched like Manu or Tim Duncan into City Hall tomorrow just to sit in the crowd? And then you're gonna have to talk against them. You're gonna have to go up against them or whatever. Can you imagine, dude? That would almost, oh my goodness. It would almost be, to me, I'm not maybe going way over, but almost be like political suicide, man. Here in San Antonio. You know what I mean? Like I was like, that would be, it just wouldn't be good. That's why I was joking around earlier and I was like saying like, hey man, if I was a Spurs organization front office, I'd be doing everything in my power to just get people to go in, sit down, watch, because I think it would be, it would just look cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want to use the word intimidating, but you know what? It would look cool. You want to get intimidating, send the coyote in there, start doing t-shirt tosses with a gun and stuff like that. Stuff like that. And then that's a wrap. You know what I mean?
You imagine the t-shirt gun or whatever it is and shooting shirts and
City Hall.
Nails, Ortiz Jones and right in the top of her head. That would be
nails her right in the dome.
Oh god, right in the dome right there, man. Yo, that shit was funny. She yelled that all and quick as out. The Ghost Spurs go. The only reason she said Ghost Spurs go is due to a passing car that yelled at her. That I did see that part. That was very bad to say Ghost Spurs go and nobody said anything. I I think it's really bad for her. Just, you know, I'm an outsider looking in, really bad. No, man, I meant they get together. We are one. I didn't mean anything negative. Oh, no. I'm not saying that towards you. I'm making the comment because in past times it's always been, hi, is the co-host. This is a co-host. Is my co? No. I don't deal with the word co-host. To me, co-host is just bullshit. Everybody who is on Sweep the League is a host, whatever it is. That's the way we work, man. No worries. Hey, you're good, bro. La Gina Tontar Jones is an attention whore, it seems. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand how you can get yourself involved in this. Now, I'm going to give an outsider's take again. With what happened today, the pro rally is this. When you have to defend yourself, and this goes for everybody, when you have to defend yourself and you got to put something on social media to defend yourself, you are in the wrong. I've always felt there's times where, yeah, you've got to come out and you've got to defend yourself. But there's a difference between defending yourself and then constantly putting your face and constantly trying to talk to somebody or whatever to try to get them on your side. And I think that's what she's overdoing it. It's hurting her cause. All she had to do was basically say this: hey, I want to get another third party opinion. I want to get this, this report done. I like what I see, because she's like, go Spurs, go. I mean, if the Spurs want to leave, they can leave, but I love my Spurs. I want them to stay. I don't want them to leave. But if Seattle comes calling, they could possibly take him. But I mean, go Spurs, go though. I mean, they're going to be here. They never said they wanted to leave. But I mean, if they want to go, it's their choice. It's too much back and forth. Mm-hmm. As the mayor, I said it once, I'm gonna say it again. Stick to one thing. You want the report done, Jacob? Go get the report done and leave it at that. Hey, I love what the Spurs did. They upped their price. I'm actually leaning towards it. But in all fairness, let me have us in the city do, a report on our side. And that's it. Just leave it at that. If you have to explain yourself, you're making yourself look guilty every fucking time.
Yeah, she's making herself look, you know what, I'll say it, she's making herself look stupid when she came out there when she did her little presser in front of City Hall, and when she came out with everybody who was kind of pretty much like anti Project Marvel. It was like, okay, there it is. At least she's taking a stance or whatever. And then later on she comes out and she's like, oh, well, I want a deal. Like, I want a deal. It's like, what do do you realize what you're telling like voters, like how you're, showing yourself as, I mean, it's just, it's ridiculous. And you know what? It goes back to one of those things. This is exactly why we don't get into politics.
Yeah. We don't do politics here.
Like her. Yeah. You know what I mean? We want to avoid that. And we're just like, oh, it's so silly. It's dumb.
That's why we don't talk about that here on that. And Mark Vato says, I like what the Vato is saying. We appreciate that. The mayor arguing with a false prophet, not a good look. That is definitely not a good look there at all. Fook Project Marvel, I'm ready to talk Cowboys in the future episode. Dude, we're going to talk Cowboys. We're going to talk football. I just had to come out with this because, I mean, it's a topic, and I know we wanted to just clear it all up, that we haven't talked about it because we just don't want to talk about it. It's not worth talking about. I mean, it's the same shit. You can go listen to other shit and they can talk about it all fucking day because it takes up their whole fucking show. It doesn't do that here. I don't want to take up the whole show with Project Marvel. I don't want to talk about it a whole lot. You all think Gina will hit the gas pedal on the stance if and when she loses tomorrow to sway voters or back off? Honestly, at this point, I don't know, Jeff. I mean, I think at this point, she knows she's losing, but I don't think she wants to admit that she's losing. So it's kind of I'm going to push the narrative so much that I'm just going to, go with it. I'm going to just see what sticks on the wall. I'd say that if tomorrow's vote doesn't go her way, maybe she kind of gets back a little bit, takes a step back and think, okay, let me look into this a little bit more. So I don't know, man. I mean, we'll see how that goes. Couple comments. Dude, did the dude have a PR rep or advisor to tell her that she is failing? I don't know, but if she has any type of advisor or public relations rep or company at that's a total fail, dude. 100%. The back and forth, speaking out of both sides of the mouth, isn't that what politicians do best? Yeah,
There you go.
100%, dude. 100%. We're closing the chapter on Project Marvel, dude. It's tomorrow's a vote. Good luck to everybody in San Antonio. I mean, hopefully it goes everybody's way, and then you got November coming up. So whatever happens, happens. And for those of y'all that have asked me on X, hey, or tag me on stuff, and I don't comment on Project Marvel, I respect you. I'm okay with you tagging me. Tag me in whatever you want. I don't care. Jeff tags me in a lot of stuff, and I can't get to it all, but I'm okay with it. Tag me whatever. But just, and this isn't a disrespectful thing to anybody, but when it comes to this, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I don't care. I mean, I don't live in San Antonio, so I don't really have a vote. I can talk about it, but I'm not going to come out here and say, well, they need an arena. Well, no shit, Sherlock. It's good to have them downtown, obviously. Well, it's going to do this. Well, okay. If it affects the taxes, whatever. It says it's not. But if it does this, I can't comment on shit. I don't live there. That's why I brought Jacob Eric in. I mean, shit, not even Sith can comment on it because him and I are both outsiders. We're Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. You're Hollywood, Jacob. You're the only one that can comment. Sith and I are the outsiders, man. So
we're the WCW coming in with stuff.
And NWO right there. You are Hollywood, and you just turned to the NWO, man. So that's that right there, dude. I mean, before we go on to the next thing here, we want to talk about, we got to give a quick shout out here to our boy. He's been killing it, man. Now, Grading the Market has been stellar. It's been getting big. It's been amazing. The growth for Grading the Market has been, wow. It's been crazy, crazy good. We get a lot of people that comment, that leave comments. I mean, they talk about Grading the Market left to right. Also, Sith, man, played the Sith. The two hottest shows on Sweep the League Network is Grading the Market, and it's Played the Sith. He just came off of a great SAFC gangbang show this past Tuesday, which was yesterday. Now he's moving on to the final Quan. You had Hollywood a couple of weeks back. Now he's going back to California. He's double dipping into Cali, and he's going after Quan now. Quan's going to be on Tuesday night. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of cooking here, but you don't want to miss Played the Sith. Again, if you don't catch it live on Plead the Sith, which is, where is it? It's got to be here. It's PTS, Plead the Sith _25 TV. I'll get it for you guys. Here it is. At PTS _TV 1995 on YouTube. If you don't catch it live, it's going to be replayed right the very next day on Sweep the League Network. So you can get it either way if you're part of our network, or you can go subscribe to Plead the Sith TV on YouTube. But two of the fastest growing shows right now on Sweep the League Network. Shout out to you, Jacob Eric. Shout out to Sith out there. You guys are doing amazing, man. Amazing job, brother. Special Wednesday episode. Yeah, Quan's got a web episode. What do you got, Jacob?
Yeah, I was going to say, just to give you all a heads up, this Sunday, it looks like we're going to be having a special Grading the Market episode. We're going to have Daniel Casares and Pedro Garcia, and we're going to be diving into Magic the Gathering. Those cards have been taking off for some reason. I don't know anything about Magic, but I just know that those cards have been taken off for some reason. So we're going to bring those two guys on board and let us know, hey, what is Magic the Gathering? Explain it to us, and hey, what cards should we be looking out for if we decide to collect them? So hey, be on the lookout for that.
I see a lot of Magic the Gathering at Walmart. I don't ever buy it. I guess I should, right?
There's card shops around the city that are opening up that are just devoted to Magic.
Really?
And they're just like, you see a whole bunch of cards, and they were like, no, we're having a Magic Gathering or whatever, and they were like, it's just a whole bunch of people, and I'm like, God, Lee.
It is, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy, a lot of the stuff that we see. Magic is dope. Now the real Magic, that's fake, man. I'm into that real Magic shit. Elias, my apologies, bro. I wasn't getting notifications to the show. I realized I didn't subscribe, but all good. Hey, man, yeah. You want to subscribe, Mario. It's at PTS _TV 1995 on YouTube. But if you missed it, you can go to Sweep the League TV, hit the subscribe button, because you're going to get the replay the very next day when it comes to Plead the Sith TV. But again, great shows, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate Sith. Appreciate Anthony as well. Quick reminder, dude. We've got our our rebrand meeting this Saturday, and we're getting together, and maybe not next week, but what I'm understanding is October-ish. Sweep the League Network is probably not going to look the same. It's going to be different. It's going to be more shows added. There's going to be an entertainment show, Jacob. I don't know if you heard about that. There's an entertainment show that's going to be coming out. It's going to be myself. It's going to be Sith. We're going to be recording some entertainment shows right now. You can be a part of it. Also, JD Wyatt, Chicken Fried or Southern Fried Sports is going to be joining the network. So he's going to have his show come on. We've got Painting Corners podcast coming back in March. We've got we just got a crap load of stuff. So the rebrand is going to be talked about this weekend. We're going to let everybody know what's going on. Brand new intros, brand new episodes, brand new tons of stuff here. So definitely want to keep an eye on that. Talking what's going on, bro, is this. I wanted to kind of go back a little bit here because tomorrow Coach Gio should be back. We're going to do our NCAA preview show tomorrow. Tell you how far the Longhorns get. Tell you why I've got Texas State as possibly making the playoffs this year. And yeah, I did say that, Jim. Don't think I didn't say that.
Playoffs?
I did say playoffs.
Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Yeah, Bobcats are going to make the playoffs, in my opinion. But
Caught on to that.
yes, the freaking national media caught on to that too, man. I can't believe they caught on Texas State. Anyway, all that going on tomorrow with myself and Coach Gio, hopefully. But I want to take a stroll back, man. All the Spurs talk, you know, as kid growing up, you and I pretty much are the same age. I started looking at NBA nostalgia, and it came to me because I found some old cards and I found some old this and that. Who was the best player? The best player that you saw play, and this goes for everybody in the chat. So if you want to drop it in there, drop it in there. We'll talk about whoever here. Best player you ever saw that wasn't a Spur, and that wasn't, an obvious Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins. Who was that average guy that you saw play that made you think like, fuck, man, like I'm a fan of his. I really am a fan of his. And
I definitely have one. I was
everybody does. It's weird.
Yeah,
Everybody
I was a big Jamal Mashburn fan growing up.
Dude,
Jamal Mashburn. I had his jersey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know that and I know I was who's your boy too? Your favorite.
So growing up, obviously one of my favorite players at Carolina was Joseph Forte. But prior to that, we're talking Mark Price was like a god to me. I mean, the guy is one of the most underrated point guards to ever play the game. I mean, the originator of the step through. And I always tell, like, when I talk to Derek a lot of times, I'm like, those Cleveland Cavalier teams, if not for Michael Jordan, they would have a ring. They were fucking phenomenal. Mark Price, Ron Harper, who was prime Ron Harper, both defense and offense, Brad Daugherty, Larry Nance, Craig Elo. I mean,
Drazen
was my guy. Drazen was my
get up my head.
Yeah. Drazen Petrovic was and is my guy. And that's another one that I would get into. Drazen Petrovic was, I started thinking too, like, what if we put a team together of guys that didn't quite get there, who were there? I mean, you got Drazen Petrovic, you got Brandon Roy is another one that's like, man, you could even put, McGrady up there. I mean, with the injuries, Grant Hill. Imagine if Grant Hill stayed healthy. They talked about him being the next Michael Jordan.
Oh, there was plans, Spurs fans. There was plans in his future. Wasn't there? It never came to fruition, but hey, luckily, but I think there were some things being talked about, wasn't there, behind the curtain?
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was talked about back in the day, man. I don't think a lot of Spurs fans realize, like, I mean, if I always bring it up, dude, if they ever talk about Tim Duncan, Tim was gone. He was gone. He was packed, ready to leave. He had the My Three Boys truck already loaded with or My Three Sons is what it is, I think, or whatever the fuck it is. All my boys moving. He had that loaded, ready to go. And if Doc Rivers, if he didn't go Glenn Rivers on Tim and say, no, we can't, Timmy would have been a magic. And then that poses the question, okay, so Tim goes to Orlando. Do Spurs fans give him the Kawhi treatment? I mean, hey, I brought a title to San Antonio, but I'm going to Orlando. Sorry.
You know what?
That's
a really interesting
the Kawhi treatment.
That's a really interesting question. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and answer it like this. I
it.
really don't know, because with Timmy and Manu, and we're like the big three, and at the end of Timmy's, we were spoiled. We were spoiled by the end. You know what I mean? And I'm not so sure that we were that spoiled at that time. We could have just been like, hey, thanks. He wants to go to Orlando. Maybe, you know what I mean? Let him leave him alone. That comes into question. But, definitely like at the very end of his career, you know what I mean? If he would have tried to do something like that, then that would have, maybe hurt a little bit more and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The reason why or Spurs fans, I think, I guess I can speak for them on this, is when or so upset with Kawhi Leonard is because, they kind of feel like we got left at the altar.
We did.
Yeah.
Let's call a spade a spade. We did.
Yeah, let's call a spade. He didn't even give back the engagement ring and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like,
so basically, like I told back in the day when that happened, I went on a podcast and my exact words were, he basically jerked the entire city off, but clinched at the very end where we couldn't finish and said, okay, I'm done. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what it is. It was like, you got paid for the happy ending, but you didn't get the happy ending with Kawhi. Mm-hmm. But again, it goes back to the Timmy talk. If Timmy leaves for Orlando, do Spurs fans, do they say, well, boo Tim Duncan when he comes to San Antonio? Because that's the natural thing that we did to Kawhi. Mm-hmm. But with Kawhi, it was out in the open. Like, there was issues. With Timmy, it was like, well, I'm a free agent. I can go wherever I want.
Yeah.
So I've always wondered what Spurs fans.
You know what? I think it would kind of be like a Danny Green thing. Danny Green really didn't have a say so in it. And when he came back and played in San Antonio, he wasn't really like booed or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, he was just like, hey, Danny Green's here, whatever it is. I mean, I know he's a role player. He's not a superstar or anything like that. So that's a little bit different. You know what I mean? But they're Spurs fans, I think they have done that with a couple of other players too.
Yeah, they have. It's been good. And Mario did make mention. Doc Rivers said no, and he can't fly with us. And that's the reason why Timmy ended up staying. I'm going to answer his question here. Yes, 11 defensive starters are gone. UTSA's kind of been decimated. The preview that I've got on them, I mean, I really think they get off to a pretty rocky start. I think they go 0-2 the first 2 weeks with against A&M and then Texas State. I really think they do go 0-2 there. Texas State, again, phenomenal team. That's why I've got them in my college football top 12 at the end of the year. Then they go up against Incarnate Word. The Incarnate Word game is such a toss-up for UTSA. I mean, Incarnate Word has a huge program. So we need to see what happens, but the rest of the preview is going to come out tomorrow, Mario. So we'll talk more UTSA tomorrow on that, but I think it'll be a really, really rough start for UTSA. Fingers crossed, after those first two games, they're able to bounce back a little bit better. Mario saying Bonzi Wells or Zach Randolph. Stories on Zach Randolph, man. To me, one of the guys that he wasn't like before his time, Jacob. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't like after the time. He was riding the perfect era. But I always felt Zach Randolph just wasn't on the right squad. Portland wasn't it for him. Memphis was the team for him. Mm-hmm. But I still think if he went to another team in that era, I think you're looking at a better version of Zach Randolph. And Bonzi Wells, man. I'm gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I would have loved to have seen Bonzi in the silver and black a few times. I was praying that we can get Bonzi Wells here because he
Zach,
brought that nasty. He brought that scoring pace. I would have worn the headband. So yeah,
Zach definitely did look like he did have that dog in him. No
he
matter where
did.
he was at, yeah, he would ball out. You know what I mean? 100. Yeah, definitely.
I like Zach Randolph and I like Bonzi Wells. I think Zach Randolph again. I think he was just a team. If he was on the right team, good God, man. Shout out to John Darth Odium, Lord of Abomination, is in here. Appreciate you always joining us, man. Two great guys. Now Bernard King, I'm gonna get at him in a minute. Mitch Richmond, again, so freaking underrated, man. Mitch Richmond, when he was Run TMC, Mitch Richmond, Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullen. I mean, you're talking a trio of trios there. You brought up Jamal Mashburn, and this is another. So I'm going to let everybody in. One of the other shows that we're going to be starting is basically a basketball show where we talk about past times, past hoops. Why couldn't teams succeed? One of them that is on the topic, the original trio of Jason Kidd, Jim Jackson, Jamal Mashburn for Dallas. How that team never had success befuddles me, because Jason Kidd, we know how great he was. Jamal Mashburn, great all-around player. Jim Jackson could shoot, he could score. But that trio in today's game, that could have been a very good trio today. That would have been a very nice high-scoring trio right there. But Mitch Richmond, Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullen, another trio that just couldn't get up there on that. Shout out to Sarunas Marshalonis, for those of you guys out there that don't know him. Manu before Manu in the NBA. Lefty, I mean, amazing guy. Bernard King, dude. I don't know. Did you ever watch Bernard King play? I watched him.
I have his card, obviously.
I'm talking to the guy that knows it all, man, just like me on that. But Bernard King, dude, reminds me a lot of another guy that I used to like watching, and that's Alex English from back in the day. Yeah. Played for Denver, all-time leading scorer for the 80s, I believe. So just throwing names out there, bro. Just throwing these names out there with Bernard King, Mitch Richmond. Dude, I even talked to Derek Irvin the other day. We were talking about, get this, and if you smile, I think you get this. I told him, Derek, let me throw this team out there. How is this team not successful? And he said, I don't know. Dallas Mavericks, when they had Roy Tarpley, Rodney McRae, Brad Davis, Rolando Blackman, Derek Harper, I think James Donaldson was their center. And these are guys that, if you and I talk to Elias or somebody, they're like, those sound like plumbers. They sound like scrubs. That was one of the best defensive teams in the league. And Rolando Blackman was a scorer, dude. Like,
if I remember correctly, that was like the early 90s.
Yeah, it was 80s, right? 90s, because they took the Lakers 90s to like 7 games, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Dude, there's tons of guys out there. You guys keep dropping them in here.
We can go on forever when we start talking about that.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't want to talk about Project DC or Project Iron Man, whatever it is. I'll rather talk this stuff because this is fun right here.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, spoiled and took that shit for granted. Hopefully in the next 4 to 5 years in the mix again. And then Jeff says, does Ema and Claw win a title in SA if Claw stays?
I think he means LaMarcus Aldridge.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I thought Ema Adoka. I was like, was he even fucking playing? Yeah, LMA and Claw. Yes. Yeah. LaMarcus Aldridge was actually needing that Kawhi Leonard player. And I think the Spurs get. What do you think? I'm going to go minimum 1 more title with that lineup. I can see it.
I'll just say this. It was working. It looked like everything was clicking. It was working. Yeah. I would have loved to have seen it for at least a couple of more years, but what happened. Darn Zaza Pachulia.
Well, thanks to Zaza, we won't ever find out. But yeah, I want to say at least 1 more title. I mean, shit, they were Kawhi Leonard was unstoppable. I mean, the best 2-way player in the game, when healthy, arguably the best player in the game. I mean, I'll admit that till I'm blue in the face. He's
at that time. Yep.
If Timmy would have left, if Timmy would have left, he would, and that's what I'm saying. Mario's saying it.
Dang.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. If Timmy leaves, now Timmy brings the title, but if he leaves to Orlando, does he get the Kawhi treatment? I've always wondered how Spurs fans would take that, because he wasn't forcing his way out, but he did say, you know what, let me go join a super team at the time, Grant Hill and Tracy McGrady, and form that Orlando Magic squad. That would probably be it for Spurs when it comes to titles.
Well, you know what? Luckily, I think other than Kawhi, I don't think we have one that has ever like left the Spurs like that, right? So we've only experienced it one time.
Yeah,
right?
because I'm going through the greats. Robinson stayed. Obviously, Tim stayed. Tim almost left, but he stayed. Alvin Robertson was traded for Terry Cummings. George Gervin was traded to the Bulls in his
We
last
let
year.
Parker go.
Parker left
We
because he
left
went to
him.
play in
We let him go.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
But again, end of his career, so no big deal on that one.
Yeah.
Manu retired. DeMar
No, he
DeRozan?
traded.
He was traded. Was he traded? I can't remember off the top of my head now. Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, you're right. I think,
But I think
Kawhi's
he's
probably
the
my
only
favorite.
one. I think we've only experienced that here in the 210 one time. So that's why, maybe that's why it hurts so much, Rudy.
Maybe so. Maybe so. It could be. If they don't get that arena, then we're gonna say goodbye to more people.
Then we're really going to be hurting.
Apparently, Zebo was a beast. Yeah, he was. Zebo was a dog for sure. Hell yeah, dude. Zach Randolph, definitely. He's an honorary Spur for me. How good was Steve Francis at his prime? Like Fox or better. Steve Francis at his prime. Now, if you guys remember when he was drafted, he had to go to Vancouver, and he didn't really want to be in Vancouver for obvious reasons. He didn't want to play in Canada. So he ended up, being traded to the Rockets. Prime Steve Francis. Oh man, we're talking. I'm trying to think, because if he's like, I don't know if he's De'Aaron Fox. He's better. I think he's better than De'Aaron Fox. Prime Steve Francis. Turnover prone, but I mean, could dribble the air out of the ball, get to the basket, could shoot, could jump, dunk. I mean, I'm talking. Is he better? Is he better than De'Aaron Fox? That's a tough one. I don't know if De'Aaron Fox has gotten to his peak yet. So I'm going to say Steve Francis right now is a tad bit better than De'Aaron Fox, but I think Fox overtakes him in the long run. Francis is going to be the better scorer. Overall, he's the better scorer. I mean, Stevie Franchise was a massively good scorer.
Hey, check this one out. This one's pretty interesting. Jeff jumps in again. He says, does the Chris Webber, Peja Stojakovic Kings team beat the Kobe and Shaq team if they don't get jabbed by the refs? Jobbed.
Jobbed by the refs. Let me get to that. Kawhi.
No, we don't need to talk about that. No, that's why I read out the next one. Now we could just move on. I could take
Nothing for you.
No soup for you. Oh,
that's why I took it.
We got to put it
That's
up
why
there,
I took
man.
it.
We got to put it up there, man. Go back to this see web page. Okay, so yes, the Sacramento Kings were probably the best team in the Western Conference that year. I mean, let's not beat around the bush on that either, man. The Lakers in Sacramento were really, 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 really good. Both teams. They had, 9-10 players deep on the bench. They could go. Sacramento was what? C-Web, Peja, Vlade, Doug Christie. Was it Bibby as well? Mike Bibby.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby Jackson. I think Hedo Turkoglu was on that team as well. Scott Pollard, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, they had enough to go with the Lakers. Everybody knows, unless you're a Laker fan or you call yourself Hollywood Nixon, shout out Hollywood Nixon, you're gonna say that the Lakers, didn't get favored, or the refs didn't help the Lakers. And go back and look at the video, the entire game. Bullshit call after bullshit call. The Kings got jobbed in that game. They got jobbed in the series. Can't go back and change it, unfortunately. But again, It goes back to the teams that we talked about earlier. Teams that should have won it all, that didn't, that either got screwed by the refs or screwed by Michael Jeffrey Jordan. I mean, the Seattle Supersonics, and you know what? Everybody hates me for saying this. The Utah Jazz teams. There is no fucking reason why one of those teams should not have beaten the Bulls. No reason, dude. Like, Michael Jordan just basically said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm on my back. Come over here. Let's do this. What do you think, man? I'm going to let your opinion on the Lakers and the Kings here. You think it was a job by the NBA there?
I think it was. You know what? The NBA was different during that time. It was weird times, man, especially like how you touched on with Michael Jordan and stuff like that. You know, you can, if you breathed on him the wrong way, you know what I mean? Like something was wrong. But yeah.
I don't know, man. The Detroit Pistons and Celtics and them,
there's always
the shit out of Jordan.
Yeah, there's always going to be one team out there, one exception who can pop anybody. But yeah, it was different back in the day, man. So I'll just keep it at that.
John's in here. We forgot we lost the GOAT, Dwayne Shintzis. Rest in peace, Dwayne Shintzis, man. When he was drafted, I was at the Spurs basketball camp, which they had over at the Blossom Athletic Center. That was back when I was actually in shape. So, I mean, that was a long time ago. Dwayne Shintzis made an appearance, and we were all like, "Hey, dunk the ball, dunk the ball." He dunked the ball, and I mean, we're little kids, bro. So it's like, oh, that was awesome. But Dwayne Shintzis, man, the only guy left in the green room. Spurs ended up taking him. Was it the last pick, I think, in that draft that they ended up taking him?
Man, when it comes to Dwayne Shintzis, the only thing I remember is his mullet.
The mullet. Oh my God.
That's it. You know what? Truth be told, I think I may have had one back then. Stuff like that.
I never have had the mullet. I think Sith actually still rocks a mullet, if I'm not mistaken. We should do on one of our live shows, dude. Shout out the other rebrand part of Sweep the League is we're going to be doing a lot of on location shows, so keep that in mind. We may do a Dwayne Shintzis day, and anybody rocking with a mullet may get like a free drink or something. Who knows?
Just come on and you know what I mean? We're gonna get you some airtime. Simple as that, baby. We just want to see what it looks like.
Well, yeah, we just want Dwayne Shintzis lookalike day. Business in the front, party in the back. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to get a little bit more than that, man. Yeah, give him the on that one, man. Business in the front. Does the 99 Spurs title team beat MJ Pippen team if Bulls ran it back? So, okay, let's just clarify for Jeff because he didn't clarify very well. So that Bulls team was what? Jordan, Kukoc, Rodman, Pippen. Now, do you give? Yeah, I mean,
was it the three-headed monster as well?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's probably talking about. Was it? Yeah,
right. I think it was. Right? So that had to be the three-headed monster. Who's it? Cartwright.
Let me look at the 98-99 Bulls.
Purdue? Or what is it? You see, Jeff? You see?
I know he brings up these teams. I'm like, give me a second, bro. Give me a second here. So again, it was Kukoc, Ron Harper, Jordan. No, that's 98-99. We're going next season. Why are we 99-2000? Because that one didn't have Jordan.
I think I might be a little bit too early.
So we need specifics. What team are we talking about here? Because he mentions the MJ Pip. So what are we talking about?
They were together for a while. So
because 98-99, there was no Jordan there. There was Tony Kukoc, Ron Harper. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't know what team.
What Bulls team? What year did he want?
Yeah, we'll see what he says here. But if we're talking MJ Pippen, Rodman type team. Okay, so he's saying check 97.
It might be 97.
Okay, so we're talking 97 team, which it goes Harper, Jordan, Kerr, Kukoc, Joe Klein, strongest man in the NBA, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Luke Longley. Okay, so he had to be specific. So does the 99 title team beat the 97 Bulls team? No, I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think it's a 7-game series, but Timmy and David, they pretty much lock up the paint. Rodman makes it kind of tough for either or. You got Mario Ellie guarding Michael Jordan. I don't know. Ron Harper pretty much shutting down Avery Johnson at the point, or even Sean Elliott at the point. Tony Kukoc was a better defender on that team. So I'm going to say probably not. I think the 97 Bulls team probably end up winning over the 99 Spurs. I think the Spurs... Mario's asking who would defend Timmy.
Rodman. Well, they still
Rodman.
had 2 out of the 3 of the three.
Well, okay, so 97, the main guys would have been Harper, Jordan, Steve Kerr, Tony Kukoc, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. Their center would have been Luke Longley. I mean,
and their centers, and then you got to remember Mario Cavazos. I don't know what your age is or whatever, but when I refer to those, to the 3-headed monster, I mean, they would just carry 3 centers, and that's what, how many fouls?
That's 18 fouls.
Yeah, they would just go in there and they would just clobber. So when you say like who would be defending Timmy, like that's a very good question, but they're not going to be there to defend Timmy. They're just going to go ahead and whack him or something to the paint.
So you make a good point, because on that team, you're looking at Luke Longley, Bill Wennington.
That's 2 of the 3.
Even Joe Klein is another one. Now, again, names that aren't going to jump at you, but a lot of you guys know basketball like we do, so those guys were just there to just cause a ruckus. Luke Longley could give you a good 8, 9, 10 points. Can definitely get you some boards. Guys like Joe Klein, Bill Wennington, it was just muscle, especially Joe Klein. Derek Gervin will tell you Joe Klein was one of not the strongest guys he's ever played against. So that would give it a half. But Rodman, when he says who would defend Timmy, it would probably be Dennis Rodman. Now, he wouldn't stop Timmy, but he would definitely make it rough and really hard for Timmy. I mean, Rodman, as undersized as he would have been, 6'8", against 7-foot Tim Duncan, mismatch. But again, Rodman is so keen, so little precise when it comes to defending. I think the Bulls end up winning. I mean, again, Michael Jordan, man, that's a tough one. Is Elliott the X factor for 99 San Antonio Spurs team? I don't know. Mario Ellie was an X factor for sure, is what Mario says. I agree with that. But I think who's going to defend Mike? It would be either Sean Elliott or Mario Ellie. But then who's going to defend Pippen? Either one of those guys. But I think the mismatch that the Bulls will take advantage of, point guard, Avery Johnson, Ron Harper. Harper's a lockdown defender, bro. So he can switch off. You got 3 guys in the perimeter that can switch off: Harper, Jordan, and Pippen. So, I mean, that makes it, really crazy for anybody to score on the outside in the perimeter. They can get to the basket. You're going to have to do a lot of dump down, basically, to Timmy and David. So I love the question. People may not think, may not agree with what we're saying, though. But I mean, I go 99 Bulls, man, or 97 Bulls. What do you got, Jacob?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bulls too. One name that I don't think, and I'm looking at the roster right here. What about Tony?
Kukoc or Parker?
Kukoc.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Kukoc at that time was a better defender. On that team, he was a really good defender. He played defense. There was a lot of times he didn't. But on that specific team, he was a hell of a defender. Yeah. So I would almost go 90. I would almost go the 97 Bulls on that one.
It would have been interesting.
Would have. I think it goes 7 games. I really do think it does. I don't think it's not a sweep. It's not 5 games. Minimum 6. I think he goes 7. Who had a better career path, Devin Brown or Danny Green? I say Devin 2-0 own. Devin Brown, Danny Green, both champions with the Spurs. Danny Green had a longer career, obviously. I don't know. I think Danny probably gets Danny gets more love, and he will get more love. Champion with the Lakers, champion with the Raptors, champion with the Spurs. Played a key role on a lot of those teams. I think my thing with Devin Brown, great talent. And I actually played against him in high school when he was at West Campus. And I sucked at basketball, so of course I got lit up. But great talent. I just don't know if he would have ever gotten the opportunity he deserved. You look like you got something on Devin Brown. What do you got, man?
No, I don't want to steal it. Just Jeff had put something over there that I was thinking about, and I was like, man, great comment. We'll just wait for it to get there, because I was a little bit stumped on his question, and I did start thinking about that, and I was like, you know what? We could talk about it a little bit later.
Yeah, they're rolling. The questions are rolling in, so we're going to get to all of them before we log off here. John wants to know who had the best nickname, Sleepy Floyd or Cadillac Anderson. So Greg Cadillac Anderson, Eric Sleepy Floyd. Cadillac always looked pissed off. But, I mean, Eric Sleepy Floyd, man, I had both of their cards. I'm going to go with Sleepy Floyd. I like Sleepy Floyd. And I think I was a pretty big Sleepy Floyd player.
I'll take Cadillac Anderson, or else I'm going to hear it from my brother tomorrow. So
49, about to be 50, was thinking Purdue. So Mario, yeah. So I guess Mario's turning 50.
Oh, there you
We're
go.
all in that class, brother. We are all in that class. Does 97 Phil Jackson clown 99 Popovich in that series?
We were going back and forth of like, who would take care of who, and who. That's what I started going with. Like, well, you know what? It might just actually come down to coaching. I just couldn't get to spit it out. And then Jeff had dropped that. So that's why I said I didn't want to steal it. No.
Well,
I'll let you go.
I'll tell you what. Let us see this. So he's talking, what were we talking? 99 Spurs?
97, 99, or 97 Bulls, 99 Spurs. Because we had pretty much already said it would go 7 games.
Yeah, so I'm assuming he goes 99 champion Spurs, 97 champion Bulls. Okay, so
I'm still staying with the Bulls.
I'm staying with the Bulls. I don't think Phil Jackson clowns Pop. I think both coaches make the right adjustments, but when you look at Phil Jackson, Pop had Budenholzer, Hank Egan, Paul Pressey as his assistant coaches. Phil Jackson had Tex Winter, Jimmy Rogers, Frank Hamlin, and Bill Cartwright. I think Jimmy Rogers and Tex Winters are huge coaches. But where Pop, I think with him having, at the time, Budenholzer wasn't the Budenholzer you're seeing as a head coach now.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Pressey has always been a really good coach. But I think Hank Egan was that guy for Pop, helping him grow out into a better coach. I give the edge to Phil just based off of who's on the bench. I think Phil had just a little bit more knowledge on the bench than what Pop had at the time. So for me, I think it's 97 Phil, but it's not a clown act at all. I think it's just more of a, he just has a little bit more to work with there. A little bit more knowledge on the bench. We all know that Avery would not be mishandled. Not necessarily mishandled, but Ron Harper would definitely clamp down on Avery Johnson at the time. I mean, it's hard to say, man. I mean, Avery's got that dog in him. He's always going to fight. He's always going to find a way to make it through. He'll stood up. I think he stood up to David Robinson one time. I mean, he's a great guy, great player, but I don't know, man. When you're defending Ron, you come off a pick and roll, and then you got Mike or Scotty or Dennis staring at you. It doesn't get any easier. That's for damn sure, dude. Like, no way, dude. No way. A lot of great questions tonight, man. It's fun. We talked about that thing going on in San Antonio earlier. We wanted to go down memory lane, talk a little bit about NBA, talking about some of the players we used to watch. Got off on a tangent. I told you I was going to go off the rails with all this because I knew once we started talking about it that it was going to be everybody jumping on and everybody wanted to talk different NBA teams and everything. So tomorrow, hopefully, we should have our NCAA preview show. Coach Joe should be back. He's feeling under the weather today, but he should be back, and we're going to break down as much of the NCAA as we can. Bring your questions left and right. That way we can answer them for you guys. We'll get into UTSA talk, but special grading the market coming this weekend, as Jacob mentioned. Played the Sith is on Wednesday. Usually is on Tuesday, but it's on Wednesday next week. Final Quan is going to be the guest on Played the Sith. Of course, Sweep the League is going to be coming back at you. Usually it's on Wednesdays and Thursdays. We may switch it up next week since Sith is on Wednesdays, but we'll keep everybody informed. Network meeting coming this weekend. We'll let everybody know what's going on. So for Jacob, Eric, for Sith of Plead the Sith, for Derek Irvin, Coach Joe, Rudy Campos Jr., and Anthony as well from Grading the Market, everybody here at Sweep the League. Until we sweep the league again, we'll see you later, knuckleheads.